It's your boy King Crowder back again with another story about the untold stories and legacies of things that happened in the United States of America. Today's lesson is a tragedy, hard to understand, but I believe therapy is the ability to have the tough conversations about tough outcomes. Today's story is about the young man named Frank Embry. He was 18 years old, they said, and he was arrested for a crime that no one knew or participated that he did. There was no evidence, there was no arrest, and there was also clearly evidence to show that the assailants that did this crime were never arrested or convicted. We probably have seen Mr. Embry's photo multiple amount of times. What I'm going to do is like a deeper dive in what happened to this 18-year-old gentleman who the criminals were never prosecuted, never charged, and no one knows who, quote unquote, what happened. He was tortured. That means physically, emotionally, and mentally. He was castrated where his private parts were removed. He was skinned and lynched in front of a crowd of 5,000 people. Think about this for a second. An 18-year-old male is picked up from his house. You don't know him. I don't know him. And when he's picked up from his house, you are arrested saying you did a crime you have no idea about. While that crime is said that you did it, you are picked up and you see a champion of a horrific mob of people yelling, saying you did it. You plead for yourself. I have no idea, sirs and gentlemen. I have no idea what happens. I have no idea what you're talking about. And the next thing that you'll know is that you are bare naked. They hit you. They take photos of you. They snap your body. They tend to beat you down, eat you, arrest you, and do everything else until you're dead. You don't even get to see your 20th birthday. You never get to have a family. That legacy and lineage of your outcome is gone. Don't just think about Mr. Embry. Think about his mother, his father, his girlfriend, his sisters, his grandparents, his cousin. No proof, burden, or understanding happens to him. There was no justice. They never got to speak. They were all forced to handle that traumatic experience. How do you think it affected everyone else around that vicinity and that outcome? His story is not unique. But we must analyze the other story and how it affects people around this town. What do you think happens to the other young men who hear this around the way? How do you think the parents treat and teach them? We don't understand clearly how the stories of these stories of America affect us currently. If this happened to him, if this distraught weapon happened to him and his family story, what do you think happened to me? They would tone the children down. They would make them be way more respectful. They would make the message, the license, and the dedication sign for a better option. It is very deep when you think about it, when you psychoanalyze it and you look at it in detail. But the main thing that we must understand is that this story, even though it is a tragedy, was common practice and it happened very often. Please, hope you learned something today about stories of America that we do not discuss. It's your boy King Crowder, back out after this horrific lesson, but this tragedy that showed us how the stories of this country still affect us. Till next time, peace.